What the heck? Are we live? Looks like we are live now. Man, so are we live? Yes, it looks like we are live, and we're live. Welcome to Sunday Night Alive Power Hour. This is your host, Soldier of Self-Mastery. We are having some technical difficulties. I'm actually trying to get myself together here today on episode number 83. I'm hoping that, I'm not even sure, I have to cut this program off and restart it. Nahil, I'm having some technical difficulties. Can you hear my voice? If you can, please give me a thumbs up. If not, I'm going to have to shut down and restart the program. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear my voice? I don't see. I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty today here. Can you hear me? Okay, great. This is kind of weird because I was having some technical difficulties here in the program, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? All right, let's get this thing started. Well, today is the 4th of, the 4th of August, and we are back here live. This is Santos Forlon Jr. in Stockton, California. I'm actually in my office today here. I'm not in my studio. So we're going to go along with the program, and we're going to see what we can make out of this today. Before I get started, I want to say, and I want to reach out to people. I want to say condolences to the families in Texas, and my condolences to the families in Ohio. We've had some very, very tragic events, I think 13 hours apart here over this weekend, and there have been families devastated. People are not going to be coming home, and this touches my heart because I as a veteran, as a military person, I see a lot of activity around the world, and I try to keep up with some of these events. And it's a tragedy, my friends. It's a tragedy what has happened over the weekend. So I don't know if you have any family members that have been impacted by this. Once again, my condolences to your family. So this is episode 83. I really don't have an agenda today because I'm kind of like maybe discombobulated a little bit. But that's okay. We're going to go forward. And again, this is episode number 83, Sunday Night Alive. And we can't live in fear. We cannot live in fear, my friends. And I choose not to live in fear. And hopefully you have that same mindset. A little bit of house cleaning. I'll get it out of the way. Wanted to share something with you. The original Little Red Book, one of the original Little Red Books, actually is being revamped. And why am I showing you this? And why am I showing you this one? Well, when you purchase these books, it actually supports this mission. And we definitely need support for the mission. So I didn't even type in soldiersofselfmastery.com is where you can actually get a copy of this book here, which is Life's 3 Most Important Questions, which is the book that I'm actually promoting. Hold on just a minute. Hold on with me. Let me do something here. Yeah. And boy, what is going on? Is that going to work? Let me see. Man, nope. Let's turn that light off. We just created the office. So anyways, what's going on, my friends? Let me get into the proverb. And by the way, a $20 love offering supports this mission. If you're benefiting from this mission, please donate $20 or more to this mission. It's going to help me help you. It's going to help me help other people around the world, okay? Once again, I'm going to remind you, we can't live in fear. The other, we're going to be back here on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So remember to subscribe to the tribe, all right? And today's proverb is Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Wonderful proverb out of Isaiah 41:10. It's very encouraging. So I really don't have an agenda today. I want to interact with you. Hopefully you'll challenge me. I'm here to tell you that that light might be a little bit too bright coming in. Let me see if I can dim it up a little bit. There, that might be a little better. I promise to be a little bit more prepared on my next program. I was just having some technical difficulties with my computer also. So I want to welcome the Heal to the program. Eric, good evening, Eric. Jim. Let me see. Sam, welcome to the program. All right. Let me see. I don't want to help people who don't want to help themselves. It's a good lesson. Thank you, Jim, for reminding me. Truth, man. You know, it is very difficult to try to help people that don't really want to help themselves, right? And you really can't help people that do not want to help themselves. I will say that it feels good to be free. I'm going to continue to stay free, and I'm going to continue to encourage people to begin a new journey, a new chapter in their life. A couple of things that I'm going to share later on, but I really want to get your feedback today. Let's interact, my friends. I mean, why are we here, right? Why are we here? We're here to benefit from what we can gather. And by the way, one brain power is good. When you got two brain powers, that's even better. 3, 4 becomes explosive. So I want you to challenge me. Okay. I really don't have an agenda today. I had some things that I'm going to maybe a couple of questions that I'm going to ask. I'm going to throw out there. But today I really want to encourage you. I truly want to encourage you and motivate you to really focus on where you're at. Focus on not so much where you're at, but where you want to go. Because that's what's important, right? Isn't that what's important? Is where we want to go. And I want to send a special thanks to Nahil. I want to thank you for your support. There's been a couple of yous that supported this, that have been supporting this mission, and I truly, truly want to thank you. It's a privilege and an honor to be here, to be able to share, to be able to do some TC. I don't know if you know what TC is. Maybe I'll answer that one later on. So if you have a question today, you have a comment, you have something that you want to talk about, let's get into this. And Jim brings up a good topic. In fact, I'm going to take my glasses off because I can see a little bit without them. And Jim brings up a good point. We really can't help anybody that doesn't want to help themselves, right? I read the Bible and I pray. I don't go to church, but I'm not the savior, right? I'm not out here trying to save people. I'm just out here planting seed so that you can save yourself, really, because ultimately it is up to you. You guys agree with that? Sure. So thank you, Eric, for letting me know, Eric 37. And so my friends, if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about today in this program, if not, I'm going to start throwing questions out at you. The heel pagan, better off. And I started late, so I apologize. I may be coming back to the Friday night episodes. It depends. But man, I need to be challenged. Do you need to be challenged? Do you need to be challenged, or is everything good with you? Is everything okay? We know that's a lie. That's not true. We're all facing many challenges. Ever since I stopped gambling, I'm finding other areas that I need to work on. And that's good, because we never stop growing, and we should never stop educating ourselves, whether it's picking up a book. In fact, I just picked up a book that I've been reading, and Expert Secrets, getting into that, plugging into this, and see what I can get out of that book so that I can continue serving people, right? I find myself repeating myself a lot of stuff, and it's true. Most of the things that we, for instance, the good life is going to come out of a good series of good, positive, constant reminders. I say that all the time. So you may hear me saying, or it may be you that's hearing the same message over because it hasn't sunk in yet, right? We all need challenges. Exactly. If you don't have a challenge, I mean, do you want it easy? Do you want it easy? Of course we want it easy, right? But that doesn't work. That does not work. I mean, honestly, it hurts to say this a little bit, but I don't want it easy because I know what it's like to have it easy. I do know. In fact, we all know. And many people today in the United States, they're finding themselves in some very serious challenges and troubles because they've had it easy when they've come to the United States. Now, some people have struggled and they've built their dreams. And then there are others that become dependent on the system. And they become dependent on the system, and they end up with a mentality. What is it? Not a gratitude mentality, but a mentality of, what is it? Like, I deserve, right? An I deserve mentality. And they become dependent on the system. And that is getting a lot of people into trouble, especially up here. As we go forward, everything's becoming more expensive. Life is becoming more challenging. Look at what these people right now. My heart goes out to these families in Ohio. I know this is going to touch somebody here if he's still here, and you know who I'm talking about. Ohio and Texas, the families that have been devastated, all the monies that's going to have to be poured into these services and all of these things. It's really sad that this is the world that we live in. And my friends, I don't like to be negative, but the truth is it's not going to get better. We live in a world that is in a spiritual battle. And that's one of the reasons why I believe, people look for the motive, right? We're always looking for the motive, the mission. And I believe that what we really need to be focusing on is how are we going to protect ourselves better going forward? That's what we really need to be looking for. I don't really think that we need the motive. We know why people do what they do. They're being influenced within themselves, and they're being influenced from outside themselves. That's what's going on. And we're never going to really figure out why, except for the fact that there is a battle going on and people are being influenced from within themselves and from without. So entitlement, there you go, an entitlement mentality. Thank you, Jim. And let me see. Nahil says, any advice for preparing for this coming week? It will be stressful for many with all the events that occurred this past weekend. Nahil, I think one of the best things that we can do, that you and I can do, is we can basically prepare ourselves to really think about not living in fear, because a lot of people are living in fear today. There's a lot of people living in fear, and we can't live in fear. I mean, I choose not to live in fear. It's an individual choice, right? It's not a group choice. It's not a corporate choice. It's an individual choice. And I believe that we have to have that mindset in our heads. How do we do that? It is a choice. It is a personal choice, but it's also, we have to go through a preparation, right? We have to educate ourselves. You got to plug into something. You got to plug into something. Like I was just sharing, I plugged into the book Expert Secrets. And just living from day to day, not being plugged into something, not having something that you can kind of draw from is a mistake. I am worried about the financial system. Too many looming bubbles. I agree, Jim. I agree with you. And it's not just in the United States. the euro, the yen, the peso, the rupee. All of these fiat currencies are losing value. And people are, I know that there's a lot of banks around the world. China's one of them, one of the biggest that's buying up as much gold, I think gold and silver. I don't know if it's gold. I know it's gold for sure. They're buying it up. They're buying it up because there is going to be, these currencies are not going to last. And cryptocurrency, I don't know if you know anything about cryptocurrency. You have heard the blockchain. So we do have some technology. We have these things, technology that are improving. But as the old system is wearing out, think about this, as the old system is wearing out and wearing down, there's going to be millions and millions of people impacted, especially people that are in the most poverty-stricken areas. They don't have access to these other things like some of us may have. And it's going to get very, very frightening. And we're already seeing a lot of it. So what do I encourage people to do? Man, if you're a person that prays, pray. If you're a person that reads the scriptures, read the scriptures. I find a lot of solace. I find a lot of strength in meditating on scripture. Again, I don't belong to a church. I'm not going to go to a church. I'm not going to promote a religion. I stick to the King James Bible and I pray, and I hope that the Creator, this living God that portrays himself through the Bible can hear our prayers. And other than that, we got to get up and do what we got to do every single day. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. If you're struggling, could it be that you're fighting? If you're still struggling today with something in your life, could it be that you're trying to fight the struggle, the addiction? For instance, I was thinking about this the other day or yesterday. I said, Santos, you didn't overcome gambling. You didn't overcome the casinos. You didn't overcome lottery tickets. You overcame the desire. And I believe, could it be, maybe I'll get some feedback here. Could it be that one of the reasons why you may be struggling is because maybe you're trying to fight that thing instead of looking for a way to beat your inner desire, that inner desire that you got going on for that, the belief. Maybe I can get some feedback on here. So thank you for bringing that up, Jim. Let me see. Eric says it's scary. It's a scary world right now. It is. It is. Need to stay prayed up. Definitely. Taking action on thoughtful plans is empowering. You have to have a plan. You have to have something every day. You have to, like I say, I tell people to subscribe to this tribe, right? We're building a tribe. This is a mission. People can get some motivation, some inspiration, some ideas. And I'm not perfect. I don't have it all together. I don't have as much money as I would like to have. I've lost a lot of it. In fact, I lost all of it. So I'm kind of building myself up from the ground level. Yes, it can be very frightening, but we should not live in fear. You can't live in fear. If you live in fear, you have to face it. If you live in fear, you got to plug into something that's going to actually give you the strength to overcome that fear. Jim says, I struggle with the fear and the comfort zone. Yeah. The comfort zone, that's a good point. The comfort zone, I mean, you can't stay comfortable. We want that, right? In fact, for many years, I've been on this planet. I'm going to be 53 in October. For 53 years, I've been on this planet. And I'll admit, I've had a lot of comfort. I've struggled. I've had to work hard. But yet, when I lost everything, it really almost put me into a state of panic. But then I began to study. I began to educate myself. And I began to look inside of myself. And I began to find gifts and talents that my creator gave me. Just like each and every one of you, you have talents, you have gifts, you have abilities. I don't know how far you're digging into yourself to develop what it is that you have, because today we can't really depend on jobs, right? We can't depend. You're going to have to really learn to depend on your talent and on your gift and on your ability. And if you keep waiting, if you keep procrastinating, you're going to end up in a state of panic. That's what's going to happen. You're going to end up in a state of panic. And that's a big deal right now because there's a lot of people panicking. Hey, Jim, welcome to the episode. Thanks for being here. And I got started late. Rafael Vargas, family peace. Let me see. Fear doesn't exist. Danger does. Well, fear, what is fear? Really, what is fear? A famous Winston Churchill, and of course many others. I remember this because he said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself, right? A lot of fear comes from your own head. But then again, as we look out into the world and we look at the things that people experience, I mean, think about this right now, right? Was it 29 or 30 people that died in Texas? Those events and those experiences are causing a lot of fear in people that are not strong. We're talking senior citizens. We're talking children. Now, there are middle-aged people. There are people out there that are very strong because they're plugged into sources that are helping them. But there's a lot of people out there that are not. They're living at home. In fact, let me share an experience with you, okay? I'm an insurance salesman. I go out to the streets and I talk to people. I connected with this couple. They were interested in what I had to offer. I called them. I followed up with them. And I set an appointment. I met with this couple, right? I told them after I met with them, they really didn't want to purchase anything. I said, okay, I'm going to give you a couple of days. You do what you need to do. Follow up with your company. Maybe they're offering you your family insurance. Okay, great. Everything was great. We parted ways. I'm going to follow up with you on Thursday. I followed up with them on Thursday. He asked me to call him back in the evening. I did. After that, they wouldn't accept my phone calls. They just wouldn't accept my phone calls. So, I face my fears whenever I can. And this is just part of the struggle of life. And this is part of the financial system, especially if you're in sales. I decided to go knock on the door because they weren't accepting my phone call. So I went and showed up at the door. And I thought maybe something happened to this guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I showed up at the door. I was there for a few minutes. And this is not my first experience. Believe me, I've had many of these experiences. I'm sharing this with you because it's a reality. A lot of people today have no backbone and they're living in fear. I knocked at the door. Some young girl shows up. So I said, is so-and-so home? I'm wondering if he's okay because I was communicating with him and all of a sudden he dropped off. So she goes, no, he's taking a nap. Here we are at 1:30 in the afternoon. Okay. And this is a construction worker. Okay. Maybe he was taking a nap. I don't know. I don't know if I take naps at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. Okay. Well, how about the partner, the wife, right? Because I met with both of them. So the girl goes back in the house. And before I knocked on the door, I'm standing there at the door when I knocked, and I could hear people on the inside of the house, right? They were having conversations, but I couldn't really hear what they were saying. So the girl went back and says, my mom's on the telephone. I said, really? And so I said to the girl, she seemed like she was older, probably the daughter. I said, after I asked, was Miguel okay? And hang with me here. I'm getting to the moral of the story here. I looked at her and I said, it's almost like they're avoiding me for some reason. I told the girl who I was. I gave my name and I told the girl, the young lady, what I was there for. And as soon as I said, it almost appears like they're avoiding me, she cracked a little bit of a smile because she knew that I knew that they were basically lying at this point, straight up lying, right? They couldn't come to the door and say, hey, Santos, we don't want insurance, after they told me that they needed it. And of course, they don't have anything. They don't have a coverage for their family or anything like that. So they have a need for it. It goes to show you how people are living today. You know, and this guy could have called me up. The guy's much bigger than me. Could have called me up, could have answered my phone and said, look, we're not interested. Goodbye. I had to show up at the door and find this out for myself. Sadly, people today are living in fear. They don't have the backbone to speak up for themselves. A lot of people, I'm not saying all people, but these are the things that I experience almost on a daily basis. So I don't know if Rafael's still here watching. My friend, yes, danger exists and fear exists too, but fear exists mostly in the minds of people. And I tell you, I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm going to do what I need to do every single day. But unfortunately, we're coming across, and this is the world. This is where we're headed. We're moving more and more. And I don't know why we're talking about this. Well, I do know why we're talking about it, because somebody brought it up. It's a good subject. So I don't want to preach. I want to be challenged. I want to take on your questions and answers, or at least try to provide some solutions for all of us. So thank you, Rafael. By the way, Rafael is from Connecticut. He happens to be family. I hope you don't mind me putting you on the spot. Fear is a bad mental state of mind. Well, we all, and there is good fear too, right? Right? You're not gonna run across the freeway. That's fearful, right? That there's a big sign of fear right there. If you think that you're gonna get across a freeway when there's cars coming across, no, fear is going to tell you, or danger, you can put them both together. If you cross that street, you're probably going to get clipped and it's going to hurt. I'll share with you another little story that happened on Friday as I was parked in front of the bank, about 10 to 15 feet from my car. I'll share that with you in a minute. A guy on a motorcycle. Ugly. I'll share that. I may share it with you. So let me see, Jim. I'm in the UK, so a bit late here, but thought pop in. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you popping in. You have a question, Jim? Let me see. Still got gambling under control with the help of your videos, so thanks. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, Jim, for letting me know that. And by the way, a love gift of $20 or more to this mission is going to continue to help you. You may think, Santos, how is $20 if I donate $20 or $100 to your mission going to help me? Well, first of all, you're giving, right? You're giving something of yourself, something that you hold valuable, and you're supporting a mission that's helping other people. When we help other people, help has a way of coming back to you. That's why I say that. So if you benefit from this program, I'm going to encourage you, don't feed the casinos, man. Don't buy lottery tickets. Take that $20 or $25 and go to soldiersofselfmastery.com, put it on a little prepaid card if you don't have a debit, and send it to the mission, man. We're getting ready to release a new book. Well, actually, the revised red book. We're getting ready to release that. I don't know, maybe in another week or two. And we're also getting to release GABA. GABA is the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy, from A to Z. It's going to be a very, very phenomenal program. A lot of great stuff within that program. And I can't get into it here, but we're working on it. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be a great program to help addicts and gamblers around the world. So that's going to be, it's kind of like a little school that you can download. You enroll, you pay one time, and you're in there for life. That's going to guide you. It's going to show you how to start. It's going to show you where to start, and it's going to provide some guidelines for you if indeed you're ready to take that next step. This project is for those that are willing to do the homework. The GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy. So let me see. Oh, Brooklyn. Wait a minute. Rafael Vargas from Brooklyn. Aren't you family there? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're another Rafael Vargas. Okay. Anyways, regardless, we're all family here. Let me see. Flake City, that guy. What? Flake City, that guy? Jim says Flake City. I'm not too sure. Wilson Castillo says, how you doing, Santos, from Delaware? Thank you, Wilson. Man, you know what? I'm just like you guys. Every day I get up and I go forward. I do what I have to do. I'm basically starting life all over again. But I choose every single day. I choose to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. I don't have another choice. I don't have it. I've made that my resolution that I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. Whether I fail at work, whether I get clients that lied to me, whether somebody doesn't donate or whatever, you know, you got to be fixed. You have to be fixed in your own mind. So thank you, Wilson, for asking. And hopefully you guys are getting this kind of a mindset for yourselves too. Jim says, one deal. Santos is finding qualified prospects in business. Some people are a waste of time. I agree with you, Jim. I mean, it's amazing what people won't even open the door and I can hear them on the inside of their home. But that's just the way it is. You keep going. You know what I'm saying? You keep going. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. It's the same thing with coaching. I offer one-on-one coaching. Okay. Yeah, my prices went up a little bit. Hey, I live in California. I offer one-on-one personal life coaching to help people. And I get a lot of flaky people. Unfortunately, it's the truth. I get a lot of people that connect with me. I give them 30 minutes of my free time. In fact, I'm going to probably be doing away with some of that. And I want to connect with people that are serious. If I'm going to pour myself, if I'm going to do TC, which is transformational conversation, which is part of life coaching, I want to work with people that are hungry. I want to work with people that are willing to invest in themselves. So I agree, Jim. This is, if you're in business, if you are in business, this is what we're dealing with sometimes, you know? Now I didn't make a promise. I told Jim that I wanted to get one of those motorized bicycles, and it's been a challenge. I haven't been able to do it. I haven't forgotten about it. So, you know, it's something that I have in the back of my mind because I do want to get one of those motorized bicycles. But right now it's just bad timing, financially bad timing. And it is expensive. It's getting more. In fact, it just got more expensive for me out here in California. So who knows how long I'll be out here in California. Let me see. Rafael, I now realize what better things I could spend it on. Yeah, it's true. The casinos are making millions and millions of dollars, and they don't care. They don't care about you if it's your rent money or your car money or an inherit. They don't care. I've been there. By the way, thank you, Rafael, for letting me know you're from Brooklyn. And I lived in Hartford. I lived in Hartford, Connecticut, till I was I lived in Hartford, and then my parents moved to a place called Willimantic, and I left Connecticut when I was about 18. I went into the Navy, and then I ended up here in California. I was on a big aircraft carrier. Nahil says it's legal crack. It's worse than crack. True. Let me see. Jim says, I got a big inheritance due in a few months and was terrified. Gamble it away if not stopping gambling first. Jim, you better secure yourself, and I hope that things go well because I've been there. I've been there, and I know what happened. So Nahil says, I had a friend that lost everything, and would sleep on the parking lot floor at the casinos until security would remove her. It's the worst thing in this world. Yeah. In fact, speaking about the casino, I just lost my train of thought. Yep, I hear you, Jim. I've been there too. Stole from family, hiding, and gambling is just a big fat lie. And you don't have to give in. This is one of the reasons why I'm on here is for you guys to draw strength from the fact that I've done it. I've actually overcome gambling. I've overcome the desire. See, you can take the man or the woman out of the casino, but they'll go back. If you take the casino or the lottery tickets or the bookies or whatever it is out of the man or the woman, they won't return. The key is to take it out from the man, not to take the man out of the casino. And yes, it is possible. I'm doing it day by day, right? I don't care. I'm not here 5 years or 6 years or 2 years or a year sobriety. Everybody's focused on those numbers. I don't care about numbers. What I care about is today, right? Today. If I can get through today without gambling, then I can work on tomorrow. Day by day. We don't have to make things difficult. And I'm telling you that if I can do this, if I can overcome, draw strength from what I'm sharing with you, because you know what, your skin and bones, right? You might have a little bit more meat on your bones than I do. We have the same brain. I may have a little bit more belief than you, maybe, possibly. But the fact is that you have the same qualities and you can do it, my friend. If you're struggling and you're here in front of me, listen to me. You can do this. You can do this. I would encourage you to make sure that you stay plugged in to sources like this that you can draw strength from. Travis, welcome to the program. Hi, Ali. Gambling and chasing is awful. Exactly. When was the last time you gambled, brother? You know what? When was the last time I gambled? That's not important. When was the last time I gambled? I made a decision a couple years ago. I struggled. I did struggle, but you know what? The day came when I broke through. And there's a lot of things that I don't even like to talk about, to be honest with you. But it really doesn't matter. You know, if I told you, last week or 6 months ago or a year ago, no, what's important, my friend, and somebody asked me that question. By the way, it is a good question, but it's not really important. What matters is that today, right? Today or yesterday, right? We got through yesterday or the day before, last week. That's all gone. Today's here, right? There's people that watch this video from today. They're going to go in a couple of days and they're going to gamble. There's people. What's important, my friend, is that you draw strength today so that you can have victory tomorrow. And even, let's say you made a decision today. Let's say you made a decision right now to stop gambling, right? You're gonna have to think about tomorrow. You're gonna have to have a plan, right? The only thing, what keeps me accountable to myself, what keeps me accountable to God, is this program, these books that I've written, the Gambling Breakthrough Academy. But I made a decision. My decision was made probably about 4 years ago. Now, did I stop gambling completely when I made my decision? No, I struggled a little bit. I struggled. I didn't have anything to plug into. All I had was self-talk, mirror talk, books, videos. I used to watch a lot of videos, hours and hours and hours. In fact, I dragged my wife into gambling a little bit. And finally, I helped her. Now, I can't speak for her. She doesn't, as far as I know, she's not going to no casinos. But you know, there's always lottery tickets and scratchers that seem to hang around a little bit here and there. Again, I'm not here to judge anybody. All I know is that today I'm free and I'm going to work on tomorrow. Yesterday I was free. Last week I was free. The week before that I was free. And what's important is today, my friend, today, right? You have to make a decision today. Get through today. I don't even count my days. I don't count my days because I don't believe in that. I believe in day by day, man. Day by day. Like they say, inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? Is it by the mile? It's hard. So hopefully I've answered your question. Anyways, so I'm telling myself saving money has the same value as trying to win it. And by the way, I didn't overcome gambling. Like I said earlier, I overcame the desire. See, many people are trying to overcome gambling, and could that be the problem, that you're trying to overcome the addiction, whether it's gambling or some other addiction? Could it be that that's your problem, that you're trying to defeat the thing, the source, instead of looking inwardly and figuring out how you can defeat your desire? Because once you don't have to worry about anything else. Once you kick that desire, once you've destroyed that desire, it's over with. That's the key. That's what I've been able to do. I've been able to defeat the desire. So I drive by the billboards. In fact, the other day, was it a couple days ago, I rarely get tempted, but the other day I got tempted, and it was a pretty heavy temptation. And I asked myself the question. I said, Santos, if you go into a casino, okay, if you go in the casino, there's a possibility that you might win, and there's a possibility that you might lose. But what's going to happen if you actually go into the casino? See, you got to stop yourself and ask those questions before the temptation, something that I teach in GABA, the Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Academy. And that's what I do. Sometimes the temptation is a little bit stronger than others. I face it. And then there are times where I say, you know what? You're bullshit. I don't need you. You're a lie, like these billboards, right? Somebody won $300,000. It's all a lie, man. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. You know, if you were in the casino yesterday and you're here today and you make a decision, you can't, you know what? Yesterday's gone. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about yesterday, right? It's all about today, my friend. It's all about today. It's all about today and going forward. That's what it's about. It's been a week. I don't gamble, and I hope I don't break. Temptation is fighting with me to gamble. It's been a week. Congratulations on your week. You got to keep it going. If you can do it week by week, for me, it's day by day. Day by day. But again, as long as you defeat the desire, see, again, you got to hear that. As long as you defeat the desire, that's what's important, my friend. Because if you're trying to beat it, you're not going to beat the casinos. You're not going to beat the lot. You're not going to, you got to win your desire. It's got to be inside you. That's what I read. I'm going to read something to you. I put in my journal the other Saturday. Santos, you didn't overcome. What is it? You overcame your own personal desire to gamble. You didn't overcome gambling per se. That's what it's about. And I'm telling you, man, I feel tremendously awesome today because I'm able to do this every day for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I don't plan on going back into another casino unless they call me in there to give a speech, maybe on some stage or something like that. But that's kind of iffy too. Anyways, I don't have a need for gambling. I don't feel it anymore. I just don't feel it. Travis, yes, that's part of how they keep you trapped. Did you often feel compelled to be in the casino because of large amounts of comps? Not too sure what that is. I thought I was going to make it big in the casino. I thought I was going to make it big. What I did was I made a fool of myself because I lost everything that I had. I've calculated probably well over $500,000 in my period of gambling, well over $500,000. Now, I think it got worse for me probably within the last 15 years. That's when it got really bad for me, because I started rolling dice at the age of 14, but there was periods in my life where I wasn't gambling. One period was because I was in a rehabilitation home for about 3.5 years. But I never dealt with the issue. I never dealt with the paradigm. I never dealt with the belief system that I had up here. So if it's still there, you'll go right back to it. That's why I say you can pull the man out of the casino, he'll go back. But if you pull the casino out of the man, it's going to be very hard for him to go back. He won't, or she won't. That's where you have to get to. You have to get to the place where you yank what it is that you have in here. You got to take that out. And it is a process. And I'm gonna warn you, it's going to get harder for some of you. It's going to get harder if you're not dealing with it now. Because the casinos are becoming more, the marketing efforts, all this, the technology, the artificial intelligence, apps, right? The phones, the cell phones today. It's going to get more difficult, man. I mean, I'm a YouTuber. I have advertising going on my page, and I get people tell me, Santos, they're playing casino advertisements on your YouTube videos that talk about casinos. Well, this is a little bit of a source of revenue. It's not very big, but I can't control those advertisements. That's on YouTube and the advertisers. And it is what it is. I tell people, look, if you see an ad on one of my videos, click it, skip the ad as quick as possible. You're not going to get rid of the billboards. You're not going to get rid of the casino. Somebody said, let's burn the casinos. No, I'm not going to get into terrorism. You're not going to beat the casinos, my friend. You got to win over yourself with any addiction for that matter. You can see what's happening. Look at today. Well, they're legalizing a lot of stuff today that wasn't legalized 5 or 10 years ago. So you're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop a lot of these things. Right here, my friend. Right here. So you did well to self-exclude. Jim says you did well to self-exclude, Nahil. That is part of a plan. Took me 5 years to talk myself into self-exclusion. Santos' video one night when I was near my end finally did it. Thank you. Even the wealthy lose it all. Exactly. Look at some of the stories that we read about. You know, if you can go into a casino, and again, I'm not advocating this, but if you can go into a casino once a year, twice a year, like people tell me, I get messages from people, good for you. If you can control yourself in a casino, but the problem is that most people get caught in the trap. That's how it starts out, right? It starts out with a good night out with your buddies or with your girls, and next thing you know, you win a huge jackpot. Man, you just got hooked. And it's not a real win, because eventually you're going to go back, and little by little, you're going to put it back in. And it's just not worth it. To me, it's not worth it, man. It's just not worth it at all. Yep. So you got to be honest. You got to be honest with yourself, right? We're not here to try to prove anything to anybody, because we really can't, right? You got to prove it to yourself. The battle that you're with, the battle that you're fighting, my friend, is not against the casino. It's not against, and it's not even for more money. The battle that you're fighting is you. You're fighting against yourself. And until you conquer yourself, like I said earlier, you can take the man out of the casino. He'll come back. You got to take the casino out of the man. Your battle is a battle with yourself. You're dealing with paradigms. You're dealing with belief systems in your mind. And some of those things can be very, very deep. My seed was planted at the age of 14. So from 14 on all the way to, was it about, I don't know, 50. I'm going to be 53 in October. When I made my decision was about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I made a decision to really, really begin working on myself. But I didn't hit rock bottom. You know, I didn't hit rock bottom until I actually went homeless with my family, lost my job. We got kicked out of our home. That was about 3.5 years ago. So that really pushed me over the edge. I had to make a decision. And, you know, that was about 4 years ago that we were homeless. And even I struggled, man. I'm admitting it. I struggled, but it's not a struggle for me anymore, man. You know, I'm free. I don't have to hide. I'm not stealing. I'm not depressed. None of that. All that shit, man, is all gone. And I have a new lease on life. So I focus on today. And that's what we need to focus on. We can't go back, right? We can't even really think too much about the future. We can plan it. But the truth is that we have to focus on today. That's what's important. So I'm having some issues with my computer, but that's okay. Everything's still working. So we're going to be winding down here. Let me see. There are people that have discipline and can go into, I mean, there's people that play poker for a living, right? I don't advocate that. If that's what they do for a living, that's their business. They're in control. They got to have a strong mindset for that kind of shit. And some people do. Unfortunately, most of us don't have that. That's why we're here. For sure. I tried that, seeing if I could control myself. Jim, I've done the casino once a year thing. For me, I never felt the lure as I was exchanging real cash. Online, it's just numbers. Yeah, I got into the online thing too. The online casino on my laptop. I got into that too. I fell into that trap. At first, it was playing it, right? Just for games. And then I invested money into it. And then I was, again, this is a trap, man. It'll get you. One way or another, it'll get you. So we're going to be winding down. Man, I truly thank you guys for all I'm going through the activity here. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Jim, Laura, Raphael, Nahil, Ali, Raphael, I got him. Sam, I know some came and some gone. And that's okay. Wilson, I want to thank you. It's a privilege to be here, Eric. It is indeed a privilege to be here. And I'm going to encourage you, you know what? Forget about yesterday. If you were in the casino yesterday, forget about it, my friend. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself down. Today's a new day, right? You can start fresh. You can start new. Well, what you don't want to do is you don't want to play the game. If you're struggling, again, I'm going to ask you the question. Could it be that the reason why you're struggling is because you're trying to defeat the act? You're trying to defeat the system. Don't work on the system. Work on yourself. Get the help that you need. Plug into a good book. Listen, I know this book here doesn't really deal with too much of gambling, but it talks about who you are. Who are you? Where are you going? And how do you plan to get there? The Little Red Book is going to be back on Amazon. Actually, this is the original book, one of the original books. Let me read something out of this and see if it makes sense. Life-changing. Think of ideas you can come up with simply by doing this fun life hack. Stand or sit in front of a mirror, any mirror, vanity mirrors, especially the big mirrors, or you might be sitting in your car, which I used to do, out and about. But make sure your car is completely stopped, of course. Pull down your visor and look straight into your eyes and just start talking to yourself. Encourage yourself. Motivate yourself. Tell yourself what it is that you want. Speak your blessings out loud. Listen to them. What you're grateful for. No complaining. what you're going to do as you get used to doing this exercise, the more you're speaking to your inner self. And believe me, it does make a difference. It continues to help me. Just something I wrote out of the red book. Of course, this book doesn't exist. It's one of my original ones. It's gone, but it's a good book. So we're going to wind down. Today was a little bit of a, man, I was having some technical difficulties with my computer. Every day is a reset button. Exactly, Jim. Ali says, I had $10,000 saved up a month ago. Now I have 2,000. What you going to do, Ali? You gotta get wise, my friend. You have to absolutely get wise and stay wise, or else it's gonna happen. Okay, Travis, I have 0. Hey, I'm starting over myself. The collateral damage, the damage that I've done, you're gonna have. Once you make a decision, you're going to have the collateral damage, right? It's like the aftershocks of all the damage that you've done. Credit cards, even family, maybe families that don't trust you, family members that don't trust you, friends that you've lost. Maybe you might need to make amends. It's going to take a little bit to recoup. It's going to take a little bit to rebuild. And for some people, it's going to take a lot longer than others. You know, especially if you have a family and you have children, like I do. Man, it hurts to be homeless with your family. It hurts to lose everything. And I caution you, my friend, if you're gambling today, if you're still gambling and you have a family and you have children, don't do it for them, because that's not going to work. But think about them. Think about the hurt. Think about the example that you're setting, because they might end up becoming gamblers in the future, in the near future, if you don't stop. But do it for yourself, my friend. Become selfish for a little while. It's okay. In this aspect, it's okay to become selfish, because in all actuality, you have to do it for yourself. You got to want it more for yourself than you want it for anybody else. So I'll leave the floor. I'm going to be ending and giving you a call to action. Saving is super tough. You need to be free of it to do that. Get yourself an accountability partner, right? If you can't do it by yourself, you're going to have to get some help. There are programs. There's anonymous programs out there. You might have a family member or somebody that you can connect with that's willing to help you. Like I said, I offer coaching, personalized coaching, to help you get there faster. That's what coaching does. Coaching kind of guides you through some steps. It helps you get there faster. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. Coaching is not here to tell you what to do. Coaching is to help you find your inner strength, your inner gift, and defeat what it is that you need to defeat within yourself. That's what coaching is all about. I'm not here to tell you what to do, give you advice, and you're not going to listen to me. You're not going to listen to me. In fact, some of you are not going to listen to me, period, even on this episode. You're going to do your own thing. But if you're going to do your own thing, give yourself good advice. All right, my friends. No, the flag is a Puerto Rican flag. It's from Puerto Rico. Almost looks like the Cuban flag. We just opened up this. My son moved out. He's a Marine, and we needed to get an office, so we turned our spare bedroom into an office. Of course, now I have my makeshift studio, which I'll probably be at next week. We're working on that, so I'm grateful to have a little office, and but it is what it is, man. Go forward, my friends. Here's my call to action. Plug into something. Plug into something. Something that's going to help you draw strength. Not just a Sunday program like this, which is cool, but plug into something that you can do every day and as much as possible, my friend, to gain strength. Like people go to the gym, right? Some people go to the gym a couple of days a week. Some people go to the gym every single day and they get muscles, big muscles, because they're doing it every day. So fight and prepare to win the real battle, my friend, which is you against you. So with that said, thank you, Ali. I don't know. I don't know if these donations come through. We've had a few of them, but I don't know if they come through. If you want to give, like I said, a $20 gift, if you can give, if you can't give 20, give $1, give $5. If you can give $100 to this mission, give to the mission. You can go through my secure site, soldiersofselfmastery.com. I'll type it in here, and it's all going to help somebody. There it is, soldiersofselfmastery.com. Thank you, though, Ali. I truly appreciate the effort there with the donation. Laura says, are you from Ohio? Asking a question there. In Ohio, now traveling to Chicago. Have a blessed one, everyone. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you. To each and every one of you guys, it's been an honor and a privilege. I'll see you at the top on the inside on my very next video. Peace through strength, and I salute each and every one of you guys.